Alright guys, this is again Weebs here, and this is what if Naruto was forgotten by his family. We begin this what if with Kushin actually being, well, she's actually bearing 3 children at once, and she's having triplets, of course, and Naruto is actually the youngest of the other 2, Menma, Mito and Naruto. The Naruto's attack still happens as Kushinosu is much weaker this time because she's having 3 kids at the same time, and of course Obito still attacks the village as Mother Uchiha, being quite OP for a 14-year-old. Like, it's actually crazy. He could actually go up against Minato at the age of 14. But anyways, now I'm not saying he could beat him, but anyway, Minato still defeats Madara, and he would go on to help Kushina. And here, instead of him using the Reaper Death Seal, before they could put up a barrier, the third Hokage would arrive and stop him from making the hand signs and say that he's lived a long life. His time is up. He's no longer the Hokage. He was the third, and this seems like it's his job to do, as his last duty as the Hokage, and he would actually use the Reaper Death Seal to split the Naruto's chakra and into 4s. Naruto would get most of it because, he believed Naruto would be great in the future. He would put just a tiny little bit back into Kushina so she does not die. Menma and Mito, however, do get the soul, some of the soul of the Naruto each. Naruto gets most of the Naruto's, I'd say around 3/4 of it, and the other 3 just get to share a quarter of it. But anyways, now Naruto, of course, is bestowed with the biggest burden of his life, and what will basically make his life hell for the foreseeable future. For the next 16 years, Naruto will be treated like shit, basically. Now, the third Hokage dies. There's a big ceremony or a big funeral, and a lot of people are mourning. A lot of people believe that he's the hero of the village, and the children of the 4th are the hero of the village as well, except for one. They see one of them as the Naruto's reincarnation, as they know that Naruto has, most of the Naruto, and the third's wish, right at the end of his life, was that Naruto is to be treated just as a normal child. In fact, maybe even as a hero, as he's the one who's taken the full force, basically the full Naruto. Now, Naruto, of course, would grow up, and at the age of 2, he would realize that there is a massive difference between him and his 2 other siblings. Although they're all the same age, basically. He's the youngest, but he gets treated like he's basically trash. Naruto is basically shit in the family, and he does get neglected, and he's basically forgotten most of the times. Naruto gets the smallest room in the house. Although they have a massive mansion, Naruto still gets a room smaller than what a normal working person would get, and of course Naruto would realize this, but he wouldn't really care. As long as he had a family, he was happy, as Naruto understood that a lot of people, because of the Naruto's attack — Naruto's very smart, by the way, like, he's a genius. He would understand that because of the Naruto, some children his age don't even have parents, and sometimes he blames himself, but realistically he doesn't even understand what it means to have the Naruto's yet, as the villagers haven't done anything to him yet. Although Naruto has already found out that he has the Naruto's, as he done some research, and of course he knows that his 2 other siblings are Jinchurikis as well, but he doesn't really understand how this all happened. And anyway, now, for the next 2 years, Naruto would grow up, and he's now 4 years old. On their 4th birthday, Jiraiya would come around. Jiraiya being their godfather, basically, literally their godfather. He would be actually coming here with gifts and everything, and Naruto would basically get just a shirt and a pair of trousers, and literally that's it. Whereas the other 2 get gifts from all around the world, and Naruto feels a bit left out, but he feels like even a small gift like this will come in handy in the future or well, for a bit until he grows up. Anywho, now as he doesn't really get new clothes, and this was really something new to him, and he kind of liked it. He liked it a lot more than most kids would. But anyways, Naruto would then continue, well, growing up, and Jiraiya would have already told them about the prophecy and how there's two children, prophecy here, and they clearly thought that was Menma and Mito, and Naruto being having most of the nine tails, and the prophecy saying that the two will befriend all the tail beasts and be able to, and these two beings would hold power beyond the nine-tailed beast, and with that they deduced that they'll probably be able to wield the power of the nine-tails as well. Obviously Naruto would be basically their test subject here in this scenario, and Naruto being just the nine-tails in their eyes at this point. The two would begin training with their parents, whereas Naruto would just keep looking out, and he would just be bored. But Naruto wouldn't be just sitting there. He'd most likely be learning something at the same time as watching, as he sees his parents teach the other two, or their parents teach them other than him. Naruto would begin learning with them. He would just look on and just try to learn as much as he could. Of course, this wasn't really going too well for Naruto, so he decides to actually sneak into the library of Minato, which holds a lot of secrets and a lot of jutsus, a lot of scrolls, and Naruto would take full advantage of this as much as he could, while he still could, as when he's older, of course, Minato will know that Naruto is a bit more curious, and you'd think that Minato would have seals everywhere around the house, and just to protect his scrolls and books that could hold the really important information, maybe even jutsus that he's developing. As we all know, Minato is someone who's created a lot of jutsus, improved a lot of jutsus. But anyways, now Naruto would realize that he's smart, and first of all he would realize that there is a blood seal on to this room, and Naruto being basically the same blood as Minato, he would be able to open the seal, although it would he did hurt himself a bit. But anywho, now Naruto having full access to Minato's library, he would start learning at night time only, and during the day he would mostly be sleeping or just studying more in his little cupboard room basically. Naruto would go out a lot more once he hits the age of 6, as his parents let Menma and Mito out a lot as well, and they would start making more and more friends other than Naruto. Naruto would be basically treated as an outsider who doesn't even belong to the Leaf Village, and he would just be walking around, looking around, and then just getting these cold stares. Naruto has never really experienced anything like this before, as most of the times when he used to come out, he was with his parents, although they didn't really care much about him, because Minato, just the presence of Minato would make sure that the villagers would be keeping up the facade of them being nice, although they truly hate Naruto and they want him out of the village or even dead. In fact, a lot of them want him dead because of all the pain and suffering they had to go through because of him. Because of the nine tails, although Naruto is not the nine tails. Naruto would continue training, and his growth would be much greater than the other two. Menma and Mito would have learned the Rasengan and would be learning other jutsus. In fact, Minato was even able to convince Tsunade to return to the village to actually train the two in being able to heal themselves and even other things, because a legendary Sanin's experience is unrivaled. And then now, obviously, Minato's workload would just increase over the years, and he would have to spend less time training them. And so, having two Sanin train his two kids would be perfect. Naruto would kind of get jealous, but in reality, he doesn't really care. His favorite Sanin has always been, Orochimaru. In this way, Orochimaru is actually good. He realizes that after the third Hokage, he realized how much the third has done for him, and he would actually stop all the experimenting, and he would actually cut contacts with Danzo. Anyway, the root would still be around, unfortunately, but Orochimaru has a plan to get rid of them himself. He's basically acting like a shadow Hokage. Itachi's loyalty would still be to the village, but not so much to Minato, because Itachi actually has seen the treatment of Naruto compared to the treatment of Man Mito, and so did Shisui, and they realize that, you know, Naruto is just being neglected. And every time they actually do see him around, they actually treat him out. And Naruto knows that, you know, this is all sympathy. Although, well, he thinks it's pity, but he accepts it as he realizes that, you know, to survive in this cruel village, he has to take every opportunity that he has. But in reality, it's not pity; it's actually sympathy, as they feel bad for Naruto, and they're not trying to pity him. They're actually trying to give him a better life, or well, they try to improve his lifestyle as much as they can. And then Naruto, one day, as he was walking down the village towards a forest, he would actually encounter Orochimaru. This was when he was still 6 years old, and Orochimaru would look interested in Naruto, as he would still hide. I say he encountered him. He will encounter him a bit later, but Naruto is just training, show off everything. His physique is not of a 6-year-old. It's quite built up, and of course Orochimaru would see Naruto's just movement and agility. It would be crazy for a 6-year-old. Naruto is already nearing tuning levels of speed, tuning level of just movement, and literally Naruto is just beyond what Orochimaru could have ever expected Naruto to ever be, because he knows that Men and Mito do get special training from the Hokage and from the other two Sanin, his two friends, but he's never heard of the, you know, Jiraiya and Tsunade talking about Naruto. Whenever he did ask, because he was kinda interested in Naruto at first, they just said that he would sit around the house, mostly in his room, doing nothing. And he thought Naruto was lazy. He did see him around, but Naruto never always seemed to wear ragged, baggy clothes, because he never could really afford anything nice that fit him. He would just have to take, you know, what's left from Minato's closet, and that's why no one really saw Naruto's true, you know, physique and everything. And anyway, it was actually better for Naruto, because the villagers, seeing Naruto being strong, would be on high alert, and they would try to kill him instantly, because they would realize maybe the Nine Fox is trying to get out, and that's when Naruto's body is unlike of a 6-year-old. And Naruto would continue training every single day, and Orochimaru would actually look out for Naruto every single day as well. One day, as Naruto was training, he actually showed off the Rasengan, as Naruto would have learned this easily, as he's a prodigy. And Orochimaru would come in front of Naruto and say, "Where did you learn that?" Obviously, Naruto knows who Orochimaru is, and he knows that Orochimaru is a good person, and he just says, "I'll tell you, as long as you don't tell my father." Obviously, Orochimaru nods, and Naruto feels that Orochimaru is actually, truthful, and he won't actually tell his father. And Naruto says that, he just watched his father teach the other two, and he learned it a while ago. He's just using it a bit more now, because he realizes that, this jutsu could be improved on a lot. As Naruto knows a lot about chakra natures already, and he has already seen what his chakra nature is, and he's on the way of mastering it. But anywho, now, obviously Naruto is trying to add wind release to it, and he would show Orochimaru what he meant by that. As Orochimaru would be a bit confused as Naruto tried to add his wind chakra to it, and he would create a spiraling wind around the Rasengan, and it would go wild, and Orochimaru would say, "That's enough." As Naruto would stop, and Orochimaru would realize that Naruto has somewhat of a control over his chakra nature, and he sees a lot of potential in Naruto instantly. Orochimaru puts out a hand for Naruto and says, "I know the other two Sanin are training your two siblings. How about you become my student, and we'll get back at them?" Obviously, Naruto declines this offer, saying, "I'm not jealous. I'm not too jealous of my siblings. All this time I've been doing everything on my own, and I think I'm going to keep doing everything on my own." And Orochimaru would, show Naruto the prospects and the benefits of training with him. But Naruto would still decline, saying that, he doesn't want to be treated specially, as not many get treated specially, and Naruto wants to be treated as much as normally as he can and as possible, as clearly he wants to achieve great things without special treatment or anything, as those are the greatest kind of ninjas. He even says that Orochimaru never had, well, special treatment to become what he is now today, one of the strongest and most feared shinobi throughout the Five Nations. And Orochimaru would laugh and saying that Naruto is a very interesting prospect. He says prospect because he actually wants to see what Naruto could achieve in life, and he says that the offer will always stand, and whenever Naruto needs it, he will be there for him. And he actually leaves a scroll to Naruto. The scroll would contain a lot of forbidden jutsus, not those really bad ones, because Orochimaru had access to a lot of forbidden jutsus, like a shit ton of them. Naruto would actually thank Orochimaru and saying that he doesn't really want it, but Orochimaru says that this is not special treatment. This is something that he seems Naruto, well, he wanted to give to anyone, but he never found anyone who he deemed worthy of it. And Naruto seems like he is, and he expects a lot from Naruto. He will keep an eye on Naruto, and Naruto just nods, kind of confused, but Orochimaru disappears. For the next year, Naruto would be training with the scroll, and he would become very, very strong. The scroll would have taught him how to control his chakra nature easily, and he had a lot of shortcuts. Literally, it was like a little bit of a life hack. Naruto would have trained very hard and became very strong, and now, obviously, Naruto being able to do all these techniques and all these jutsus, he would be very strong at the age of 7. And there is someone else very interested in Naruto, not just Orochimaru. There is another little girl called Tsuki. Tsuki would actually be following Naruto around, as she's very strong herself. She's actually the prodigy of the Uchiha clan, much bigger prodigy than Itachi, at the age of 7, already having a two Tomoe Sharingan. No one really knows other than Itachi and Sasuke, and well, their family basically. No one other than them know, and Sasuke would have started training already, and because Itachi actually would have had this treatment earlier, because Tsunade would still be working in the Leaf hospital. She would notice that there is some sort of disease in what's his name. Itachi, and she would find the cure by now over the past 4 years or so. And then Naruto would continue training, and Tsuki would occasionally join him, although Naruto doesn't really know Tsuki that well. They're just acquaintances, and Tsuki one day was just passing by and saw him train, and she asked if she could join. Anyway, Naruto would continue training with Tsuki as they would build up a friendship, a long-lasting one, a lifelong friendship. And then now, Naruto's 8th birthday would arrive, and on this day, there would be a big celebration for Menman Mito. Not for Naruto, but Menman Mito. The whole village was, basically on bank holiday, if you know what that is. But anyway, now, it's just a day of an off day for everyone. Now, obviously, everyone would be invited to the big celebration, the big party in the middle of the village, especially all the clan heads, as there was a big announcement. Menma and Mito would be at the center of all the attention, as everyone would be celebrating their, the birthday. The heroes of the village, of course, it's a commemoration day for the third Hokage as well, as his picture was held up. And then Naruto would be pretty much left out of this family celebration, and Tsuki would realize, and as she approached Naruto, who was sitting on a bench alone, and she would ask, wish him a happy birthday as well. Naruto would smile at her, saying that, it's been a long 8 years since anyone's ever said that to him. Obviously, Tsuki realized that, since Naruto's birth, no one ever wished him a happy birthday. And then obviously, Naruto would just smile at her as fireworks would go off in the distance, and it was basically the signal to initiate that, to tell people that the ceremony has started, as Menma would become the next clan head of the Namikaze, and Mito, who had red hair, would be the next clan head of the Uzumaki. Obviously, Naruto would be confused, as he wouldn't really be confused. He would understand that they're older than him. That's probably tradition, but really didn't make sense to him why he didn't get anything, but he doesn't really care. He couldn't care less about his family anymore. He did not care. He's given up a long time ago when he was around 5. He realized that, they did not care about him. They saw him as a weapon in the first place. And Naruto does not care anymore. A few more years would go by after this, and during this night, obviously Shikaku would actually question where Naruto was, as Itachi and Shisui were sitting in the distance, and Sasuke, actually being one of Menma's friends, and Mito's as well, would be celebrating with them. Now Sasuke is more friends with Menma and Mito than Naruto. Anywho, now Shisui and Itachi would be with Naruto, and Danzo would still try to take Shisui's eye when Naruto is around 8, which is when it was around the same time, but Shisui and Itachi were well too prepared, as Orochimaru would have warned them in advance, and they would be able to escape. Well, Shisui would be able to escape with his life, and with both eyes. Obviously, this wouldn't last long, as eventually Shisui was actually hit by a deadly virus, and he would succumb to this a year after. And I'm only doing this because if Shisui was still alive, the story would have been pretty much over because of his Koto Matsukami. But anyways, Shisui being very, very good friends with Naruto and Naruto and Itachi, as Naruto would actually consider Shisui as his older brother, a sibling to him, as Shisui always cared for Naruto, he even took care of Naruto sometimes whenever he was tired and ill, as no one in his family would have even cared. They don't even know if he's at home or not, and they don't even check on him. Naruto has stayed with Shisui a lot of times, and Shisui has taught him a lot of things. This went under the radar by obviously a lot of people, other than Itachi, Tsuki, and Orochimaru. Tsuki by now, she would have should be well into her training, and she would have developed the 3-to-1 Sharingan, and she is very experienced with it already, as it's been like around 2 years since she has unlocked it. She's now 9. She unlocked it around when she met Naruto and started training with her around 6-7. Anywho, now Naruto would be in the academy, and he wouldn't really try at all. And Iruka saw this as Naruto. He actually did care for Naruto more than anyone else in his class. Here, I'm going to take out Kiba. I'm sorry, Kiba. You're a year below. But anyway, Naruto would. Iruka would try to basically understand what goes through Naruto's mind and why he's always so unmotivated and not bothered. And obviously Naruto at this point, he has been wearing a bandana, not a bandana, but I think what's it called, an eye patch, not an eye patch, more like a mask, like Kakashi's one, as he was covering one of the eyes of Shisui, as the other one was destroyed. Shisui told Naruto to only use one because the other one should be destroyed, as no one can ever come into possession of the eye. And Itachi would still go into the Akatsuki as a spy in this wave, and so Itachi would be out to Pikachu as well. And anyway, now Naruto would be covering his eye, and he would have actually asked Orochimaru for some kind of training, as he realized that this is a great opportunity and he needs to take advantage of it. And Orochimaru was more than glad enough to train him. And in fact, Orochimaru is already developing a way of Naruto's eye returning to a normal eye, and him being able to activate and deactivate it like a normal Uchiha. But this would mean that Naruto's chakra reserves would be drained as he uses the Sharingan, as basically Orochimaru is genetically engineering him on the spot. But anyways, now he would do this through Hashirama cells, and it would work out. By the age of 12, Naruto would reveal the other eye that he had, and he'd basically be someone with a heterochromia, which is 2 different eye colors. One is black, one is blue. And then Naruto would still not have come in touch with the Nine-Tails at all, as that is something that's out of his reach right now, as the Nine-Tails would still hate Naruto, hate everything about Naruto and the village itself. Now, Naruto would remain in the village, and he would continue training and become a genin at the end of the 4 years of the academy. And Iruka would have gotten through to Naruto and actually been, well, befriended Naruto, as Naruto would finally trust Iruka. And this has been Iruka's goal for the past 4 years, as Naruto does have friends now. Yeah, of course, we have Tsuki, but also Shikamaru and Choji. Now, Team 7. Team 7 would be a bit different, as there are a lot more people here. In this way, if there's 2 extra people, and I did 3 extra people, so I could basically add in another team, to be honest. And taking out Kiba was a mistake. I could add him back right now, but I mean I could, and I will. I'm going to say that Kiba, although being a year below them, he was a prodigy in this way. If a prodigy of the Inuzuka clan, and he would be moved up a year, and he would still be in Team 8, as Naruto, Tsuki, and Sakura would be making a team, and Sasuke, who was considered the prodigy of the Uchihas as well, Menma and Mito would be in one team. Sakura would have liked to be in a team with, Sasuke and, Menma, because those were the 2 people she had a crush on. But realistically, this team is not even bad. Naruto was never really a creep, but he never really talked in class. But once she actually was put in the team with them, obviously she was very intrigued by these 2, as they never really talked much with the rest of the class. Only a few people really were friends with them. Well, only 2 other people, Shikamaru and Choji. And Shino, Hinata, and Kiba are actually included in this. Well, but they're not just as close as these 4 are. They're really good friends, but not as close as these 4. But anyway, now Naruto would Tsuki and Naruto would be sitting next to each other talking, as they were waiting for their sensei the next day. And of course it's Kakashi here. Yes, Kakashi would be their team leader, as the other team would have the other team, Naruto's team, is still Team 7, but team I am going to call it Team 4. Team 4, Menma, Mito, and Sasuke would be treated very specially. They would have multiple joining team leaders, as it would be Tsunade, Jiraiya, and Kushina. These 3 would be individually teaching these lot. And it would be a very unfair, but this is because they are a special team who are predicted to be the future of the village, basically. And yes, the Uchiha weren't pushed out because of Danzo, as Minato was still there, and Minato would have befriended the Uchihas, basically. Anyway, now Naruto and Team 7. Well, Team 7 would be waiting for the joining team leader, as Kakashi would walk in and see the 3 actually enjoying a good conversation with each other, getting to know each other, and they don't seem boring. They actually seem very interesting. Kakashi actually left out this what if quite a lot, so I haven't mentioned him much. Kakashi, of course, being Minato's disciple, Minato's student, would be very close to their family, right? But he never really understood why Naruto was left out so much, and this raised a lot of questions in Kakashi's mind, which he never really asked. But if you were to ask who his favorite out of the 3 siblings were, it would most likely be Naruto, because Kakashi has seen Naruto train before. He knows Naruto's true potential, and he's seen it with his own eyes. Naruto is something different. He did spy on him sometimes with his dogs as well. Naruto is a completely different breed. He is a generational genius. He is someone who you don't want to mess with in the future. He's someone that will become a great shinobi, and he can see that this team will be something amazing in the future. Anywho, now of course the Team 7 would meet at the rooftop, and Kakashi would tell them about the test, and they would go around and tell each other their dreams, and what they want, what their likes, dislikes, their names, what they want to do in the future. Obviously, well, Sakura doesn't really understand what she wants to become. She never really had a goal in mind when she wanted to become a shinobi. Her parents were normal civilian people and civilians basically, and she just wanted to be a shinobi because just for the fun of it, right? And she will find out why she wants to become a shinobi later on. But Kakashi says that as you do more missions, you'll understand the true hardships of a shinobi, and how much responsibility they will have, and eventually you'll find a reason to continue being a shinobi. If not, you'll most likely want to leave the profession. Naruto would go then Tsuki would say that her dream is to just live in a world where everything is equal, ceteris paribus, if you know what. But actually that's all other things are equal, but anyway. But yeah, she just wants a good family life, and she wants to protect her loved ones, and she wants to be strongest Kunoichi ever to have lived. And then goes Naruto. Naruto just says that he just wants a family, to be honest. He's never really had one, and he just wants to feel what it's like. Obviously this hit hard on a lot of them, especially Sakura, because she's never really fought on Naruto like that. She actually knows that Naruto is the fourth Hokage's son, but she now that Naruto said that, she actually thinks back to it. She's never really seen Naruto with the fourth's family, or in their celebrations, or their birthdays or anything. Naruto has always been left out of it, and this would change her view of the Hokage's family, of this whole village, to be honest. As the next day they would have the bell test, and Sakura would actually help out a lot. Naruto saw that Sakura actually has an affinity for genjutsu, and he would actually teach her on the spot, because Naruto is just that flipping good at everything. And Sakura would create a small kind of genjutsu which would catch Kakashi off guard, because he knows that Sakura from what he's read from everyone's files, Sakura is not meant to be, she's not meant to be able to do this. And obviously he was confused and caught off guard as the other two would activate their Sharingan and pretty much take the two bells, and Naruto would offer his one to Sakura, as this opening has been done thanks to her. I'm not going to go too in depth with the bell test, as Kakashi knows Naruto's true strength in reality. He knows that Naruto has a Sharingan. They all know now. Sakura was confused, and Naruto explained it as he actually trusts Sakura, and Sakura would realize that Naruto must trust her, because something like this is very confidential, and Naruto does say that not many people know. Like, there's only he could count the amount of people that know in one hand, literally. Obviously now too, because Naruto has a bit more friends and more people you can trust. Many who now, Sakura would be more inclined to be a stronger kunoichi, and obviously she would ask Naruto and Kakashi and even Tsuki to teach her more, and this would create a little bit of a bond between Team 7, as they all want to learn, they all want to be strong, and Kakashi has found the best team he could ever have asked for. He really likes the lot, and he actually enjoys how they want to learn and become stronger. They all remind him of how Obito always wanted to be stronger and always learn and always just get stronger as a whole. Obviously none of them want to become Hokage, and this is mostly because of Naruto's past experiences, but he doesn't really care, because this team, he's loving it right now. And anyway, that is where I'm going to end off. I hope you enjoyed it. Please stay safe. This was the King of Weebs. It's been a long while since I've uploaded. Nearly a year, I think. And yeah, it's going to be hard getting back into this routine. But if you guys noticed, my mic quality is much better. I'm recording on a PC. I have gotten a new PC, yes. And if you're wondering where I was this whole summer, which I was meant to be uploading, well, I was working my flipping arse off every single day for 2 months straight. Thanks to I've actually achieved something much higher at my workplace, and I'm no longer just a normal employee. But anyways, it's a startup, and you know, I work my way up, and yeah, it's going pretty well in my opinion. But yeah, I worked very hard to get this PC. I play a lot of games, so in the future, to be honest, I might have some gameplay in the background here, but I'll just have to see. I'm trying to get a controller soon, because I have like Ninja Storm 4. I could put some Naruto gameplay behind, but for now, I think you'll just have to do with some Valorant because that's the only game I fucking play. But anyways, I hope you enjoyed it. Please stay safe. This was the King of Weebs here, and it is nearly December. And if you remember last year, December and January and February, I think I was uploading a lot, and I am in the first year of A level, and I'm not doing too bad. Although I failed my differentiation test because it's so fucking hard, but I feel like I can do it. And for those who are still listening to now, thank you so much, and if you enjoyed the video, please stay safe. This was the King of Weebs here. I will be doing a live stream soon to update you on just my life in general. If any of you are interested, you can join. But anyways, this was the King of Weebs here. My dark are dismissed, and peace.